All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is just going to be a video talking about how it's important that we never get a thought process in our mind, man, that maybe Yahweh is going to have mercy on this place, and that, oh, maybe he's not going to destroy this place, man, because he's going to do it, and he has to do it in order for what we want to happen, which is us getting the kingdom to happen, man. Right? Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run, that readeth it, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So it's gonna come, man. There's not gonna be a situation where Yahweh's like, you know what, people have humbled down now, so I'm not gonna bring the destruction. He says in the scriptures that we would have healed Babylon, but it cannot be healed. It can't be healed, man. That this place has did too much evil. All the times that our people's spirits got taken out of their body, right? And they're right crying to the Lord right now, asking why, when Yahweh is going to bring the kingdom, man. It has to happen. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7, Babylon the Great have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. Right? So if it was possible to heal Babylon, then all right, it will be healed. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Right? We have to reject this place in our mind, man. This place is producing more and more corrupt individuals as time goes by, man. And then the next generation is worse than the one before that. And these children now that are 5, 6 years old, if they was able to grow into adulthood, they're going to be complete degenerates. And the generation of children that they'd produce after that would be even worse than them. However, there's a generation of children that are being born right now among Israel, right, among us, the Israelites, that they ain't growing up knowing to celebrate Christmas, right? They ain't growing up celebrating their birthday. They know in their mind that that ain't good, and they respect that. They respect that, no, we don't need to do that. I don't need to celebrate my birthday. I don't need to do these things that this world tells me to. I'm an Israelite, and we ain't got to do that. We got our own things to celebrate. We would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So it has to happen, man. This place has to get judged, right? Don't ever start thinking in your mind, oh, maybe Yahweh's gonna ease it off. No, he ain't gonna ease it off, man. Right? We're not supposed to be asleep like, oh, nah, this is gonna be all right. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh, so that the day of Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. So what does that mean? It means that unless you're aware of that day coming, it's gonna catch you by surprise. Right? Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as to veil upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So at the time when it seems the most peaceful worldwide, and they seem like all the things that they thought were going to happen are going to happen, that's when destruction's actually going to come for them, man. Because it's going to be worse in that way. Yahweh wants to make them feel the full force of his might, man. So he has to do it in a time where they feel peace. He's going to catch them completely by surprise. For when they shall say peace and safety, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that they should overtake you as a thief. So we can't ever start thinking, man, you know what? Things are getting good, man. I might go back into some of the talents that I had and try and see if I can build my thing up, man. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, man. This place has to get judged. And no matter how much this place seems like it's building up within technology, oh, you can now have headphones that you attach to your phone connectively by Wi-Fi. You don't even need a wire. Or you can now use a phone, and your phone is like a computer in your hand. Oh man, now you can talk to your TV and ask your TV questions, and it gives you the answer, man. Or now your fridge can tell you when you've run out of milk, man. It's amazing technology these days. Or now your car talks and tells you when you're low on petrol. You don't even need to look at the petrol gauge now. It tells you when you're running out. And it even tells you where the nearest petrol station is to you to get your tank filled, man. Technology is really activated these days. Nah, don't stop. That don't mean nothing. No matter how much technology is increasing, the moral code of people is degenerate, and people don't even know how many genders these days. If you ask some of these people how many genders they are, they'll come and turn to you, looking you in the face, talking about, well, there's a spectrum. What? A spec who? They'll say that, man, well, it depends. Depends on what? How many oh, it depends. Well, technically, there's only two, but it depends. Well, hang on. So you don't know that? You people don't know something as simple as that, nah? But I'm supposed to believe that you people know about 1,000,000 years ago what happened. Yeah, right. Do me a favor and get lost, man, you people, man, you idiots, man. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? It's gonna happen. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So there's loads of people that don't believe in the Lord, man. And the judgment's coming for them. And it's gonna catch them by surprise, man. When they least expect it, when they're thinking that we're mocking stock, like, you see? I told you that Bible thing weren't the right thing, man. I told you should have got on my wave. I told you that Bible. I told you that King James wrote the Bible, you know. But you was trying to talk about like it was some righteous man's that believe in the Lord and that. I told you that it was King James that wrote the Bible. I told you it's been changed, you know. I tried to tell you, you know, my brother, but you wasn't trying to feel that. There are gonna be people saying all kind of stuff like that. Women that you thought was hot. Oh, see, I told you that you should have just rejected that Bible. And look at me now. I bought bitcoins, man. And look at me now. Like, this could have been you with me. You know what I mean? They're gonna think that they have got the right idea, man. See, I told you should have just went to uni and go on and get a good, you know what I mean? They're gonna think that they are up on things, man. See, I told you that you was wasting your life when you was on that Bible stuff. I told you, man. I told you should have just left that. And they're gonna think that they're up on things, man, and they're gonna be proud, man. And then the world's gonna change for their demise. Verse 5, behold, saith Yahweh, because that charagma's coming, man. That charagma's gonna come to clean all this stuff up, man. And all the people that take it, they're gonna know in that day, man. When chaos starts coming, the solution to these people's problems in their mind is gonna be to take that charagma. Oh, well, the thing that I think's gonna make me the most safe is if I take that charagma. I know that people have been trying to talk against this, but nah, the government's not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to do stuff like that. There's rules in place. They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to do that to us. They're not allowed. Nah, it's only a financial thing. They're not allowed to spy on me though. They're not allowed to do that. Nah, they wouldn't do that. Nah, that's a theorist, conspiracy theorist saying that. That's them crazy people that were saying that. Yeah, right, man. The destruction has to happen. Verse 5, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, and all this is gonna come as a thief in the night on these people. These people ain't gonna believe that this stuff is happening. They're gonna be like, how comes, man? I'm a good person. I pay me taxes. I'm polite to people. I get along with all my neighbours. I'm always saying good morning to my neighbours. Wouldn't shout boo to a goose, me. Yeah, you would. You would say that to a goose. You know what I mean? You would say it, man. And you would lie on what the Lord's about, and you would sin, and you would break the Lord's commandments, man. Never mind a goose. Wouldn't hurt the wings off a fly, me. Can barely fight my way out of a paper bag. Yeah, right. You've been sinning since you was born, you rich. And thinking that there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Knowing that the Bible says such a simple thing as don't eat pork, but you're yamming it off, man. And then talking about, oh, that was the Old Testament, that was for the Israelites only though, them laws. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceeded polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So there's an end to wickedness. There's gonna come a point where people do such wickedness, and Yahweh's like, okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. I've been waiting for you to get here, and now this is the end of this. You finally reached the thing that I was said after you've did this. That's it. Even with us as men, there's a point where even a person that's considered a wimp and a wuss, after a certain thing, after you keep just bothering them, they're gonna take it there with you, man. Verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. So these people are going to be doing everything they can under the sun in wickedness, and they're going to call that peace and safety when they get to there. But that's when their end comes, man. But the charagma is part of their thing that they're going to do to try and get peace and safety. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit themselves. Which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's both the souls that are in heaven and those that are on earth, man. Because we complain, we've got a soul and a spirit within us, and we complain to the Lord. We put our prayers up against this wicked place and our curses up against these wicked place and against this wicked people, man. Every day, really. And even if we don't voice it with our own mouths, but the scriptures say that our spirit cries for us even. And that's either in Romans the 7th chapter or Romans the 8th chapter, man. Verse 9. And therefore saith the Lord, I will avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So you people have to pay what you've did to us, man. All you people have to pay for all the innocent blood, man, and the righteous blood that's been shed, man. And verse 8 is more so going into the people that have perished. But people on the earth, we pray to the Lord as well, man. Verse 10, behold, my people is little as a flock to slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. Because people in America, right, they think that Israelites are just there to just, for their fun to use as target practice, really, man. And they're always coming up with different ways to try and manipulate us and to try and ruin our life. In our everyday lives, they're always trying to come up with a way to antagonize us and to be around us. If we go to a park, right, and there's a tree all the way a mile off into the park, right, all the way in the corner, the worst tree in the park, and the Israelite goes up to that worst tree in the park and just sits under there, guess what Esau's going to do? He's going to move from the best tree in the park and go to where you're sitting by the worst tree in the park just so that he can see what you're up to. Oh, I wonder what he's doing over there. Let me go and see. Because maybe this tree that I thought was the best tree in the park isn't the best tree. And the tree that he's over by is actually the best one. So let me go and try and bother what he's doing over there. That's how they think, man. They gave us the worst food to cook with in our captivities, right? But because we've got the spirit in us, we flipped that and made it look and taste delicious. And then now all of a sudden they want to try and eat the gristle and the dodgy food and the worst parts of the animal's carcass. Because they just want to copy us, man. But you can't copy the spirit. You've either got it or you don't. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and I will smite Egypt with plagues as before. So there's going to be a remembrance of what Yahweh did to ancient Egypt, and he's going to do the same things unto the land of America. And there's going to come a time where people are knowing that these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites, they ain't suffering the same way as everybody else. This is strange. Everybody else is catching hell, but for some reason it ain't happening to them. And they're going to want to do something, but they're not going to be able to. They're going to want to try and run up and hurt us in some kind of way. They're not going to be able to, man, because they're going to be too scared. They're going to know that if they do something, something's going to even worse than what's happening to them already is going to happen. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a feel for consolation. So this society is about to start crumbling, man. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe to all you people that thought that it was just going to be sunny days forever, man. No, it ain't going to be that. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So everyone that thinks that they ain't going to have to see no violence, all you men that think that you're on combat sports and all that, well, you're going to get the chance, man. The moment you've been waiting for is finally going to be there, man. You're going to get to test all your skills, man. Or you think you got a nice body kick? Okay. Well, let's see how many times in a row you're going to be able to perform that move before you start fatiguing and that lactic acid starts building up in them calves, man. Oh, you think you're nice with the blades? Okay. Well, we're going to see. Oh, you think, oh, I can outrun anyone. I can outrun things. Or you think you're Clint Eastwood. You got the Clint Eastwood grip on a revolver. All right. Well, we're going to see how that's going to work for you too. Or you think, oh, I've prepped. I've got loads of beef jerkies in vacuum packs. Well, when it goes down, you might not be nowhere near those beef jerkies, nowhere near those canned apricots, canned tropical fruit mix, right? Nowhere near your vacuum packed raisins, right? Nowhere near all your dried beef jerky type meats, man. Nowhere near your reserves. You can't get there. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. All you people that was thinking it's peace and safety, that's peace and safety for the elites in their mind, with how they want it to be for them to control and rule over you. And that's why you people are going to fight against it, man. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, so your freedoms are going to be taken away, man. So don't ever start thinking, oh, this ain't, it's going to be all right. Maybe it's going to get better than this. No, it ain't going to get better than this in the short term. It's going to get way worse than this. And even when it seems like, oh, things are cheap these days, man. All that inflation's gone down, man. Victuals are cheap on earth now. Nah, it's still going to be bad, man. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And hasn't people's pride increased? It's increased. Everywhere you look, there's a damn rainbow flag trying to show the pride. They ain't putting them rainbows out there because they're thinking of the covenant that God made with the earth, that he ain't going to flood it again. They're doing more and more activity to where if he hadn't made that covenant, he would flood it again. They're doing the same kind of activity. They're doing the same kind of activity that made him flood it in the first place. Right? So lucky, 1 second. Yeah, they're doing the same kind of activity that would make him flood it again had he not made that covenant, man. And that's why he's going to bring a day upon the world that's even worse, right? But it's going to be as the times of Noah, but the judgment that he's going to use is going to be different this time round. Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So people are going to be terrified in that time, man. It ain't going to be peace and safety. The judgment has to happen in order for us to get to our kingdom, man. And that's why it says in the book of Esdras, I believe it's the 7th chapter, that the path is like a narrow path to get to the kingdom, where there's fire on the left or fire on one side and deep water on the other side, man. And that you can't get to the kingdom except that gets gone through, man. Part of that path is the day of Yahweh's wrath, man. It has to happen. It has to happen. We're going to have to see the greatest evils on the earth take place, man. At a scary time, man, that we're going to have as a continuous time to talk about and to have as our own glory if we make it through it and are of the elect, man. It's going to be the ultimate thing, like, man, you made it through that. In the kingdom, we're only going to ever see peace for times for us. But to know that you made it through that when you was in a weak flesh is going to be an honor, man. To if in the kingdom, if we skip forward to the kingdom and was to see our glory and what we're going to be like, and we was to have to go through the day of Yahweh's wrath in that body, that would be easy because that body's immortal. That body's righteous. But to go through it in this body is a glory, man. Just like how Yahweh Shai was able to overcome anything that we've gone through and we failed and we thought, man, it's because of this flesh. Well, Yahweh Shai went through all of those things but didn't fail and had the same flesh like what we have, man. But he overcame the flesh that we struggle to overcome right now. He overcame it, man. And that's why he's got a glory. If he was to overcome it and have to be challenged with all of those things in the flesh and with the body that he's got now, that's not impressive because that body's of a different kind to the one that he's got now. I mean, to the one that he had before. But to overcome it in the body that he overcame it in, that's the glory, man, because it's the same wicked flesh that we have now. And he was able to not sin in that. He was able to not sin in this that we have, that we are continually sinning in, man. And we're going to be able to, if the Lord's with us, overcome the time that's coming in a wicked flesh. And not take that charagma, man, which is going to be our ultimate test. That's going to be like our ultimate test, man. And I don't want to say it's going to be like our crucifixion, but it's going to be like our example of that kind of thing to show that we're prepared to give ourselves as a sacrifice for real, man, all the way up to the furthest point possible. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's going to be chaos going on, man. It's going to be a hard time, right? And men in that time can handle that kind of scenario and that kind of environment way better than what women can, man. Way better. Women don't know anything about that. Women are not made for war. Women are there to bring enjoyment to a peaceful society. When having women around you in a time of a battlefield and a war is a burden. But having women around when you're at a party and you're trying to have a merry time, that adds to the party. You know? If men go to like some part where they're trying to have fun and women are there, that would add enjoyment onto them. But if a man's going to somewhere where it's time to fight and then they're bringing women with them, that's a burden onto them, man. But that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother video in going into how women are going to be a burden onto men when all hell breaks loose, so they should be humble. Now, it's that the man actually feels like, man, I will help you. All right, I will help you then. But I'm going to end the video there, man. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.